other topic I want to ask you about is this story today about shadow banning and whether or not certain conservatives are having their Twitter feed shadow banned. Now, you know, this is an idea that's been around for a while, but first of all, why don't you explain to everybody what shadow banning is and how it works?
So shadow banning can be done a couple of different ways on Twitter, at least the allegations go. One of the allegations is that if you tweet something, that it just doesn't show up in people's feed, that even if they're following you, it doesn't show up in their feed because Twitter has essentially downgraded the content that you're tweeting about. The other way that it shows up is you go to search for somebody's account online, and it doesn't automatically fill in the rest of the accounts in the top of the Twitter search bar. That's actually been well substantiated. Vice News, which is not a right-wing outlet, says that this is happening on a routine basis to a lot of folks on the right side of the aisle, but almost never to people on the left side of the aisle. People have a right to be suspicious about the Twitter trends and how Twitter operates its business. They're not transparent when it comes to their logarithms. And because of that, because they're not transparent with regard to the algorithms, it means that any sort of perceived bias is going to be exacerbated tenfold. And even Jack Dorsey is the head of Twitter. He's acknowledged as much. He says, like, I understand why you guys don't trust me. We're going to have to do better. Well, the only way they're going to do better is if they come fully clean with the American people on how exactly they operate.
Questions have been raised about Ronna McDaniel's account, the head of the RNC, Donald Trump Jr. I saw Sarah Carter, the reporter, suggesting today that, you know, some of what she was sending out there was not being seen. And it's so, I mean, if this is true, it's so surreptitious. The idea that you could be tweeting something and thinking that you're putting it out there, but they're blocking it so that you don't know that it's not out there, but no one is seeing it. So they're trying to basically quench your voice over time and beat you down so that nobody is seeing what you're putting out there anymore. And then they don't listen to you anymore, ultimately.
Well, this is one of the serious problems with social media generally, is that there's just no transparency from the user end. I mean, sometimes they'll change how exactly the information is accessed, and they don't notify you about it. It's not like they say, okay, well, now we've downgraded particular content. You just don't see it anymore. That sort of control from above ought to scare anyone who's engaging in social media.
Ben Shapiro, always good to see you. Thank you very much.